Well, hello people, and welcome back to another episode of City Showcase. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to Craterberg by Remen R81, a 150,000 population city built on the Caldera County map from Teddy Radko's Map Pack 3. An incredibly visually striking map, of course, built in the caldera of a volcano, of which is tied very much into the city's lore, as we'll see today. This is one of my favourite ever cities we've had in this series so far. Don't forget, if you want your work to feature next time, fill out the Google form linked in the video description, and it could be your city on the next episode of City Showcase. This is a real treat of a CS1 build to get stuck into. Alright everyone, first of all let's enjoy what is possibly one of the most unique orbital views we'll see in this series. So the map, if you're not aware, is Map Pack 3, I'll show it. It is Caldera County from Teddy Radko's Map Pack 3. Really nice stuff. I remember doing the tier list for this and wanting to see a city in it, and finally City Showcase delivers. Fantastic. So we've got our high density over here, haven't we? So why don't we grab a little spot out here, perhaps these little parks, and then we'll come on down. Over here we have some great use of the mountain village assets, decorated with bushline parks. Wonderful use of vanilla props, of course, the gates here. That's a really nice use of the stone arch, actually. Very tasty. And nice to see the mountain village stuff in, of course. All of these are fenced off little interconnected hotel complexes with fantastic views across the skyline as well, right? All of which are centered seemingly around a little bit of a lake, which is flowing from a water source up here. Also with a really fun interchange there as well, isn't that nice? Not omnidirectional too, you always like to see that. That you can't go every direction, because you very often can't on interchanges, especially UK motorways. Also, little steps down here as well, or a ramp I suppose. Up to a lake, which has lots of detail around it. We can see a number of umbrellas. Even a little bit of nightlife zoning in there as well. To get like a little beach bar. That's such a nice little touch, that. Great use of them assets. More seaside resorts with nice car parking orientation out the front of vanilla. Doesn't that look good? Really convincing aesthetic, that. Love the trees here as well. There are a few custom trees in the city, so expect to see them as we go around. Lots more beach action here. Fantastic work. Really good. Really like that. And then some European houses, almost like little beach huts, I guess. Little beachside huts using European suburbia. Very creative. I like that. This continues to expand. Should we grab this while we're up here? We'll head back to that first hotel and grab seemingly what must be some sort of space observation science center or a military base. Very cool. So you've even used the disaster monument here with our favorite rocks. I love these custom assets. They're so nice. Love seeing them. The CS2 Creators Library, very faithfully respected with the road frame around it. Japanese buildings, staff eateries here, some of those custom planters also available. Very sweet. All landscape with paths and concrete through the middle. Helicopter depot here too. It doesn't that work? The mountain village asset with the Japanese office. That's a really nice combination. I really like that. Disaster response observatory. The climate research station, whatever that one is. Dish. Such a fun combination of different official assets, that, isn't it? Forestry stuff in for the barracks. Recreation. Touch of industry and garbage. All keyed off. And fenced off. Of course, with appropriate security for a military base, with the towers and the gate. That's such a nice integration, isn't it? How cool does that look? That's so nice. I love that it's distant from the complex as well. That's a really nice, like, installation facility build, isn't it? Ton of fun there. Really tons of fun. More benches down here as well. First time I've seen Mountain Village paired with some pretty industrial looking assets. Very well done. Really cool build, that. Love it. Over here, we'll swing by as we leave up to a little bit of monorail, which comes out. Is this supposed to be like monorail parking? I really like the idea. If it is, I'm going to steal that for William. That has to be what that is, right? Like a monorail yard, if you like. That's such a cool idea. Never seen that before. We'll definitely do that in Ilium, because we've got a lot of monorail there. We're then coming into clearly what is some kind of nature reserve build, vaulted around our volcanic theme in the city, which is the Three Craters Geological Park, which is exactly that. You've even gone for the smoke props. That's so cool. Little round of applause for that one. Love that attention to detail. With lots of nature reserve assets around it. And the tapirs as well. The tapirs will be the first to perish in an eruption. Which they're probably begging for, given their facial expressions and extreme shine as well. They're very oily, aren't they, for some reason? Around here, more zoo assets, bird houses. Also got some bins down here as well. Are they beehives? Yes, I think they're beehives, aren't they? And we can also see some more of those custom trees and bushes in the foliage here as well. Really sweet. And loads of people walking in your nature reserve. God, that's really busy. One of the busiest nature reserves I think I've seen, actually. And there's all rocks up a bit. Oh, look at the shape of the landscape here. It's so cool, isn't it? All these little rock retaining walls are doing wonders as well for just differentiating the layers, aren't they? More nature reserve assets here, all packed in with seating, wells, more beehives, cabins, parks, playgrounds, and lots of fun. Tents. Little roadie tents over here too. Absolutely fantastic. We'll approach another crater here across the side, which holds very much more of the same vibes. Smoking crater. You'd be a brave soul to camp here, wouldn't you? Isn't volcanic gas toxic? Like sulfur gas? You probably wouldn't want to maybe sleep next door to... Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's just oxygen. Maybe it's good. Then much more nature reserves down here. More of that retaining water. The whole layers through this area is just fantastic, isn't it? Really some of the best use of terrain I think we've seen in a build. The map really does lend itself to it with the giant caldera, of course, but you've obviously done a lot here yourself to make it look like this. Massive botanical garden structure next door. And you've even used the forestry plantations in it. That is so cool. Why have I never thought about doing that before? You even got the fence around the baobab. Those custom planters. We did something quite similar to this in Thessia. I'm glad to see the inspiration. Those new signs from the countryside in there as well. Little shopping malls asset there with green cities. That's so cool. That is just such a nice park, isn't it? And even the signage. So you can see what sort of tree it is. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's so cool, man. I'm already in love with this build and we're 8 minutes in. This is going to be fantastic. This park brings us back to the lakes where we started. It's just so nice, isn't it? A very just brilliant use of the official assets here. See another custom tree on the tree lining here as well. Which all finishes off at a little, well, quite a big, nice house with beach towels. And some detailing out the back. Just brilliant. And there's a cougar in there as well. Fantastic. What a wonderful little area that is, right? Really fun use of countryside and the natural shape and theme of the map. Just awesome. Really nice. We'll continue to loop up. Kind of an awkward map to explore this one because it's so circular. We'll just we'll keep heading around this way. And we're coming into again what is quite clearly something themed. So we don't have a district name here. This isn't anything in particular. But just more massive mansions. So we're choosing Mountain Village. Coming back to another little monorail yard over there as well. With pathways back into the nature reserve here. I think it's lots more just fancy big vibes, isn't it? Lots more rich billionaires' homes, etc. Really like how you've used the pathways here and the tree line into different plazas. Hopefully this is probably inspired, I imagine, by the billionaires row in Rannoch. The submission did say he took inspiration from me. But I'm not. I'm not just being big-headed there. The submitter did mention it. Oh, that's so nice, isn't it? Look at that IMT. That's so good. I love that. I really love that, actually. Just real nice, tasteful interchange. I built something quite similar to this in Kokai, actually, for Saints 2. Works really well. Has a name, I think. Is it a jug handle interchange? I'm pretty sure it is, given the shape. They're quite handy. Again, just tons of detailing. You've clearly spent quite a lot of time on this. Submitter did also say they have hit the tree count and are very close to the node count, and you can tell because there is fence and paths everywhere already. That'll do it for you. But really fun. Hotels, rich, big complexes. Just brilliant. Real nice use of the assets. Coming back to, I mean, look at the interchange work around here. We totally glossed over that, didn't we? The shape of the networks around the mountain coming into this sort of turbine system that sits here. That's really nice, isn't it? Wonder what interchange that is. Kind of like a turbine trumpet, maybe. I would probably look at that as. I'm not sure if this is map maker or builder. Can't remember on this map. But either way, whoever built it is bloody gorgeous. Coming over here, we'll grab these outer line bits. We've got some pretty small oil industry lingering over here. With a couple of the countryside, mountain village services. Basic production out here, there's nothing too much going on. I think that looks like one of Teddy's interchanges, I think, is it? I'm sure it is. Actually, yeah, that's one of Teddy's interchanges as well, isn't it? I think you can place that one. By crossing over the stream here, we'll arrive into our first bit of density. First forestry area, which has all its processing here. Usual vibe with forestry, you have your saplings separated from the main forest with some really nice prop detailing in between your base vanilla industry, which is also present in the build. And then we have our forestry site over here. We can see the assets integrated with natural forest, of course. Which is such a nice way to use them, isn't it? And here, our refinery sits next to pretty chunky industrial area this side of the arterial, coming down the highway. We'll see further oil processing. I think much more of the oil infrastructure's over here, isn't it? You've gone with one of the Japanese buildings as a bit of an entrance, with more detail in this side as well. Great container work at the front of your station. That's such nice alignment with your rail through the middle of the yard there, isn't it? Just cutting through. Super stuff, and it actually terminates here as well in a little rail yard. Great way to end your rail system, that. Super nice, and we can enjoy the aesthetic of trains passing through. And what looks to be quite a busy industrial area, as we come on to the subject of busyness, let's touch on the traffic. 82% for 150,000 isn't bad at all. Any major choke points? This trumpet's quite red. Yeah, but that's just your silly AI dance, isn't it? You can use Traffic Manager to get them to stop that. But beyond that, it's not horrendous. It's gone up to 83 now as well, so really good traffic flow. Our public transit numbers, just under 4,500 residents and 7,300 tourists a week. So busy, there's a lot of tourists. 7,300. Sewage also completes here with more prop work around the back of your refining stuff. With factories also present with their own fence lining. Love to see this. With all the vanilla props present. Bush lining around some of the older brick factories, which looks to be a fusing of factories, everyone. Where we'll stumble across, I think, the printing press and the toy factory. Doesn't that work so well? Of course, two very similar assets with the red brick. Do you know what? I reckon you could even get the food factory involved here as well and make one super giant brick factory. Maybe I'll do that in Ilium. Again, another bit of inspiration. So I love these city showcases. You guys are so good at this game. You should be making Ilium, not me. Look at this. Isn't this nice? That's a great way to change up your shape of your log yard there, isn't it? Again, I'm gonna do that. That's so cool. Lots of pellet plants. Before we stumble across more factories Big warehouse factory district here. Industrial evolution also present with prop work in between it all. It's just everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's little props. Like all of it. Are these props or are these part of the building? They're props. Amazing. So much time has gone into this, everyone. Every little alleyway and surface has been taken care of. Oh, look at that. That's so nice. A little scrapyard out the back of one of the Sunset Harbour buildings. Creativity at its finest, everyone. That's so nice. And then the soft paper factory with 2 nuclear plants, parking and further sewage facility. Also wrapped about here with some vanilla silos next to the pump, with even more prop detailing around that. Right, just look at the effort that's gone into this. Just these small little minor corner bits of an industrial estate have been detailed. More fun interchanges here as well with slip ramps in multiple directions. Up to one of Teddy's peanut interchanges down here as well that hooks us into the forestry. Now for our first taste of Craterberg industry. Ah, I can see the airport. I want to go. I want to go to the airport, everyone. So we'll go here. So let's have a look at what's going on our grander scale here with this huge facility, shall we? Absolutely love the airfield configuration and what you've done with the terminals in the middle. So good. So we're running a 2 runway system with cargo also present in the airport as well. And I love this. This is amazing. Love the curves. I so often go for angular stuff in my airports, but that really adds a lot to the build, doesn't it? Great use of airport apron out here. There's a plane. Aviation police, hopefully happy with the approach and takeoff. I'll leave it up to them in the comments to decide, of course. Let me know if you are aviation police. And this reminds me a lot of Sydney's airport, like having this kind of mixed use, medium density right by the facility. Took a lot of inspiration for this with Thessia's build. And there's even... Is that a financial district? I think it is, isn't it? That's a really nice building. I need to use that more. Out here we've got fires, hotels, IT cluster, emerging downtowns. With the museum. I guess a bit of a plane spotter's paradise here with the towers is the vibe. The metro station and some bars, another helicopter stop. With its own billboard. It's just so good. There's detailing everywhere. Little bus pedestrian road system here as well at the tip of the airfield. Let's head down to the main terminal. Let's see how people are arriving here. You can see metro, which is a really cool integration of your metro line. You've managed to just add that on as it passes by, haven't you? That's really sweet. Is he? It is. Very good. The trains? Not so much, but maybe we just missed a track. Oh, look at that frontage. That's so nice with the curve down into the front of the plaza. The playground and the extension of the zoo asset. How good is that? That's such good prop work. I'm getting a screenshot of that. I really like that. Over here, some parking out the front with bush lining galore. Some of the cherry trees and banana trees also present there as well. Banana trees are custom if you're wondering. With office and hotel infrastructure to support outside the front of the terminal. Again, with great landscaping and designs, bringing the one-way system flow into effect. Just really nice airport with, with another smoking volcanic crater nearby as well, of course. Just to remind you, you are still living clearly in an active volcano. Love this little bridge, pedestrian pathway interchange stuff that's happening here. More billboards. Although they won't ever use this one, will they? Because they won't walk here. You could, I guess you'd have to build something down there for them to walk, but you're right, you said the city's done now anyway, so I suppose that won't be happening. More little wonderful commercial detail in here. Benches by shops and lots of car parking. All said airport. Before we arrive at the industrial part of it, which is met with garbage recycling, services. Of course, the cargo airport itself with full cargo facility. It's a busy airport, isn't it? Look at that. See that metro off in the distance there too? This is our entrance into the industrial site. which is filled with great combination of jet fuel and oil storage. Very complementary assets, aren't they? Likewise with all the warehouses. Big cargo airport vibes. Especially with all this industrial evolution repetition. Very, very cargo airport, isn't it? It just continues all the way down. More prop work. Bringing us back to the transportation park, which is a great spot for this by an airport, isn't it? My word. It really is probably the best use of that park I've seen. A wall-to-wall office in the airfield is an interesting shout. I don't hate it though, you know. It kind of works. I'm not sure if the aviation police will get you for that one. It might. But just ignore them. That's what I do. But a really nice airport. Really nice airport indeed. We can see a little horseshoe tunnel here as well, I guess. Wonder why that's there. Are we slightly elevated? Yeah, the airport is on a different way there, isn't it? That's probably why that's there then, so it kind of takes in the terrain, I suppose. Oh, really nice. I don't want to get too close to the downtown. That's where we'll finish. So I'll use that as a bit of a border. Looping around the other side of the airport here, we'll stumble across the Sahara Conference Centre. From Africa miniature, of course, with some expanded prop work all around here. And I also noticing and appreciating the little kind of man-made riverway here, the little canal that boxes in the water as it passes through. Of course, with metro also passing over. Some wonderful layers to be enjoyed here, isn't there? As we say that a train passes by, of course. And stumbled across a very interesting combination. 3 castles, Market Street Hotel, and the Chirpwick Monument all together. With wall-to-wall and lots of pedestrianisation by the airport here. The casino is fused. So I'm wondering if this is perhaps maybe a themed casino, perhaps, with so many castles present. I love the fusion of Market Street to the Chirpwick Castle there. Super cool. Pyramid of Safety, the Sphinx. Definitely big entertainment vibes around here, isn't there? Metro and train also converging here with the end-of-line metro. And just another wonderful example of how great this city is. Different styles, African miniature and nightlife all blending together. I think it's very clear that the builder has an excellent knowledge of the asset pool, don't they? They really know what works on all these corners are all factored in. It's just amazing to see. Such a fun little area by the airport, this. I don't want to get too close to downtown, like I said, so I think we'll treat this arterial that's splicing through as we begin to eat into this bit of the city here. Crossing into the next suburb, which we'll see is just another example of immaculate road planning. You can also enjoy some metro coming in here as well alongside another one. Big convergence spot here. Also with underground metro, so I imagine this gets particularly busy, yes it does indeed. Hello people. There we go. Brilliant. And all detailed. Benches, fountains, extension of the shopping mall, zonable. Just, it's incredibly simple detailing, but it's so effective, isn't it? Just look what it does to the plaza space. And I bet we can get quite a nice time lapse here actually. Isn't that just fantastic? It's just crazy. Just wowzers trousers, just constant walking everywhere. Really nice design as well. The suburb is made up of enormous retaining wall with another downtown present as well. Stadia here with appropriate car parking, of course. Or detail around the back of one of the after dark commercial buildings. Then repetitive vanilla housing, which works very nicely. I really like this design here. Good asset to repeat these ones. And very much look like kind of a copy-paste new build development housing, don't they? So work nicely in that design. The road network, we've got tram roundabouts here as well. Look at the shape of the road here, isn't this also nice? Little indentations. So another one down here as well. Yes, there we go. Love to see the tram infrastructure like factored in and detailed like this. So good. At malls and shopping, certainly the vibe around here with the mall of moderation. Another example of Bob playing up, and the submitter did actually send the Bob file in, but it was made private, so I couldn't access it. But if you do send me a Bob file, make sure they are public. But the creator certainly would have bobbed this off. It was in the mod set. I've seen a few other examples of it around the city as well. Great detail in here in the mall spaces, right? Lots of fast food, shopping. This big sprawling green cities district, which is another pristine example of superb road planning. Very nice this, isn't it, as it comes all the way through here. Then we move up to the retaining wall. And we switch to a huge mix of different styles of building here. But this is a really good example of how Plot the Globals changes the building, because you've got vanilla in here, green cities, mid-century modern, art deco, European suburbia. So all the low density suburbs or styles combined into one. Makes it look like a custom asset city, really, doesn't it? Looks so different compared to having all the same style. And of course that's just Plot the Globals that'll do that for you, so you can pick and choose what comes in. This is like an extreme example of it almost, isn't it? Very well made low density, which is packed with parks, suburbs, merry-go-rounds and tennis. And sits in the foot of a little mini skyline here as well, which has some bus-only roads. I love the use of bus infrastructure in the city. We've seen the BRT line as well today. There's one running over there. The mall towers. I love this repeated IT cluster here. I'm noticing that. More of those cute little custom planters out the front. Another stadium also sits here with some seaside resorts and smaller Japanese buildings. Your arrangement of buildings is just so natural. It looks very real, doesn't it? The city just flows from block to block and corner to corner. It's such a pleasure to look around. We'll stumble upon some industry as well this side, which is near where we started the showcase, wasn't it? Over this side by the forestry and whatnot, before we went over to the airport. Just, and because this is such a peculiar shaped city with the caldera, it's a bit more difficult to explore than the linear ones, so to speak. But I keep giving the satellite position so you can see where we are. The suburb, as it comes back around, is boxed off by the highway. Coming into some university buildings here and a little mini campus, which I really like. This is cute. Of course, the bridge, the road under the sky bridge is always welcome. Has to be done, doesn't it? You can't resist. You've got to do it. And great IMT work on these superb little slip ramp interchanges as well. With amazing flow. Has to be said, doesn't it? Really, really cool. This suburb coming on, we're going to see more factory work out here. I love the little isolated industrial sites. Especially over this side of the map, we can get quite an impression of that, can't we? Another one over here as well, which looks like the car factory probably. Electronics factory sits next to the Mall of Marvels here. Into another little skyline here as well. Love all the little, again, let's just kind of get a view on the horizon, because there's quite a few spots, these little pops of high density all across the map, isn't there? Obviously with kind of a main CBD, of course. But just even the city from afar just looks amazing, doesn't it? Mall of Marvels, of course, is such a cool building. Love what you did with the parking at the front. And it's all been detailed. Loads of stuff tucked into all the corners of this. So good. Oh, I love the tile work there as well. That makes a huge difference, doesn't it? They're just gorgeous, really. Just, that's the word for it. Little green cities spots as well. Huge cafe seating. Service point blended in. Greenbelt parks, that BRT line also kicking in as well there, right? Taking people back with more bus infrastructure. But the bus only road next to the factory is certainly a unique vibe, isn't it? Very, very modern. Another stadium here. With another little spot of office park density. I love the curves around the baseball fields here. That's so nice. Real nice shape to complement that, isn't it? And then we hit the river, which takes us over to This monorail line again coming back onto the crater parks we were at the start of the video. Yeah, with the car factory. Warehouses, car parking, bits of industry here. And we transition very much to a mid-century modern suburb here coming off the Green City side of the river. Right by the factory. This factory over here has some really nice use of vanilla zoning here. And like that's just such a really simple but effective use. So there's like 3 or 4 assets there. And in the scope of these larger unit buildings, the recycling centre, which is all detailed as well, of course. And then definitely some kind of broadcasting centre with all the television and media themed buildings clustered together, right? With a little radio antenna there. Amazing. So good that, isn't it? Just gorgeous. Coming into here, we'll run around the edge of the map. Where we can even see some countryside coming up, which I'm quite keen to see if it matches the quality of the rest of this build. Love seeing other pools on this mid-century modern stuff when it's quite dense. More green belt as the monorail also boxes this suburb off against this really nicely IMT'd main road. With Korean elementary schools, Spaceport fields. There's so much suburban inspiration here in this city. The designs, the placement of buildings, the combination of them as well. And I can see the countryside DLC in use. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I love how you've used the countryside DLC here. That's so good. We did something quite similar to this in Rannoch, but this is a much better execution of it. With the move it to get these all perfectly aligned. This is very inspiring. This is probably the best, I think, official asset farm I think we've had on City Showcase. This is pretty amazing. This might be the best farm full stop official asset or not, actually, now I think about it. All these little individual farmsteads have all got their own land. That's so amazing. More of it over here as well, a bit more of a town centre. No, look at that. Emerging downtowns is also present. Which reinforces my point of how good emerging downtowns is. Because, you know, this isn't an emerging downtown, but it works absolutely wonderfully here, these little row homes. Do I want, can I get in the porch? I want porch views. There we go. Isn't that nice? This is what we're all here for, everyone. 4,000 hours of this game and 6 years of making videos, we're all still wonderfully not happy to see these amazing bits of detail. Need a little rock thing here as well. I wonder if this is supposed to be something. It was like a rocky track. Just come onto the road. What a wonderful countryside area. Seriously the best use of countryside DLC we've seen so far. Like the use of the decals that come with the pack. And even using these little trodden line things as well. You've nailed it. You've absolutely nailed it. Town centre itself is made up of all this lower level emerging downtown stuff, which really gives you the old town vibe, doesn't it? All the brick and the wood. Of course, with that little town hall centralised as well as a point of municipal administration, you possibly imagine, right? And access to this town here is granted by a little slip ramp interchange where the monorail is just swooping and curving all over the place right through the city. This is very much what I envision for Ilium's monorail. That's why I want to lean so hard into it, because I think come the end, it's just so cool, isn't it, the monorail? Such a unique form of transit, and when you embed it into the rest of the city, it looks fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Over towards the waterways again, where we left off, we'll see the mothership, which is sat again in another little town-centred library and park and pond design this time. Just a supreme knowledge of the asset pool of CS1 is very evident here. I can come into a street corner and I can tell that you wanted this particular corner asset in the vanilla pool here, right? It's been chosen. This is the chosen one, everyone. What is this? This is another one of the mid-century modern custom assets, isn't it? I'll check which one this is. There's a few of these in the city. They look very similar as well. It is the mid-century modern fire station. Yeah, I've seen a few of these across the city already. But I love how you've boxed that in against the back of the commercial. Isn't that so gritty and cool? All these little back alleyways between fencing where, you know, staff would take bins out, go for smoke breaks and stuff. Like, just seriously cool. I love back alley detailing. Makes a big impact to your commercial areas. Let's get a bit of a satellite view as to where we are here, having come across these suburbs around the highway and finishing here. By the time we'll notice another crater, which is more of those nature reserve vibes, of course. With the Green Cities Market present at the front, really nicely detailed nature reserve museum. Love what you did with that at the back. More beehives. A little roundabout with a metro in the middle for a little transit hub here, which is all integrated into this endless walkability the city has. Look at that. Oh, look at that monorail action. Yes, please, everyone. You could even pedestrianise this. You could turn this into bus only, this end roundabout here. Might stop a bit of the pocket car in. But it's still cool. There goes another monorail. Wowzers, trousers, everyone. Not as busy that one, but still. Love it. Heading toward this way, we've got quite a chunk of city to eat up here. Again, I think we'll go more downtown way for this, I think. But over here, we'll have another crater park with a wonderful interchange. This kind of elevated roundabout system. That looks absolutely fantastic, doesn't it? All marked up with the intersection tool as well. Little rock retaining walls down in the recession. Super cool. Great interchange. A bordering industry area, which is made up of several factories. Power generation zoning. The pile aesthetic, of course, with the aggregate. And a really nice rail yard with functioning moving trains, props, rail warehouses. Sat with processing for ore, which is up in the hills. Saw it earlier, somewhere over here. It's over there. There you go. More of this farming vibe over here. It seems to be more of a livestock theme over here, isn't it? I think that's definitely what the case. And then just nice arrangements of these warehouse, more modern industrial units from Industrial Evolution. As we see the train also passing by here. Great industrial area that. And all the alignments, positionings, great road planning, perfect traffic as well. Really good that, isn't it? A lot of factories here, a lot of storage too. Tracks traffic. We'll also see a little train hub here as well, with pathways leading over to that industrial area. With more specifically chosen commercial. Really nice little leafy green market here by the front of the station. Great little way to sneak in some green cities there in a bit of an awkward dirty corner, isn't it? Love that. Big pitch vibes around some Brooklyn and Queens housing with schools. Nice way to integrate childcare into a little school campus here. Love the detailing behind the school. Very special. Also, this metro cutting through, which is kind of our arterial boundary through here, isn't it, I think? Yeah. We'll keep skirting the edge of the map before coming back to that couplet on the exit of that interchange. Here is the ore with our underground ore mines tucked into the hill. Very nice indeed. And then of course we can't miss this up here, which is absolutely incredible. Look at this interchange first of all. Not sure if this is map maker or builder. I can't remember on this one. It looks like a Teddy interchange, so I'll assume it's map maker. But what is very clearly a spaceport is up here. Doesn't this look brilliant? We've got underground metro, tons more detail in an internal trolleybus system. I guess for like transporting people from site to site. That's such a cool idea for use for the trolleybuses. Loads of people walking around here. The Sahara centres here. Oil storage. The School of Engineering is a great shout for a spaceport. That definitely belongs here. Transport tower. And then you've even used the flood walls, I guess, as a bit of a protection from blast wave and flames that would surely come from these launches. Really nice use of that asset. Love that. And of course, we've also got another one over here as well. With Science Center. Really cool, very cool space depot or spaceport. And great positioning with the clock as well. I guess there to be counting down as people come to spectate these launches. That's a really cool spaceport. Again, maybe one of the best we've seen with these space assets. And up here we've got a switchback dirt road leading up to a very obvious viewpoint with commercial, hotels. Love this little block here. Isn't that just so nice? And of course views for those launches themselves. Just really cool. Really fun way to use some pretty difficult terrain. Like, this is not flat out here by any means, is it? Really difficult to use that. Pretty phenomenal spaceport. As we come through here, we'll kind of grab this area here, and then we'll move on to this bit of couplet over this side, I think. So from the farmland or the livestock area, we have more residential and commercial vibes. The little metro yard, if you like, with some industry. And the beginning of that BRT system we spoke about. With buses, metro converging together by highway road and kind of main arterial as well. And then where does this go? Let's follow the red, everyone. Where does the red go? All the way into downtown. Straight the way here into the central hub, down into an intercity bus station there. That is an excellent execution of a BRT system. That's so well planned and thought out in the city. And its intersection marked as well. Supreme, everyone. Absolutely stunning. We have a repetition of rotary kilns, piles and animated cranes out here with plenty more prop work to complement these industrial areas. Before more endless, amazing, low-density suburbia inspiration hits you in the face again, doesn't it? Schools, parks, elder care. Very nicely blended together. Look at that. It's so well detailed. Some of the best low-density suburbia I think I've seen as well. It just looks so natural, doesn't it? And there's walkable space between and behind buildings. You can see the path lights. Just gorgeous. That elevated BRT carrying people around there as well. There's another one of those mid-century modern custom buildings. That looks like the medical one this time. It's gorgeous. Really want to... I'm sure I'm going to miss loads in this city. There's so much to see. Service point detailing. There's a zoo in the middle of the suburb here as well. Really nice blending of like local industry into a town here as well. Separated with some service and some commercial. Really nice combination of different buildings. A little zoo with its own little custom pond. Assets stitched together. Wonderful umbrella work here by the entrance. Basically playing Planet Zoo here, aren't you? This is so nice. I really like that. This borders onto Elevated Zoo Path, which always gets more points, and a super interesting road network. What's going on here? So you're going over there. So we have these two one-way 4-lane roads with path and tram running down the middle. Up to the water. To catch all this detailing and park space as it hits the couplet. That's so cool, isn't it? Wonderfully planned road networks. Just awesome. Absolutely love this build. Possibly one of my favourites. And we'll sweep back this side from this road, catching more varying green cities patterns in just endless combinations. Lots of parking in between those apartment blocks as well. The frames are tanking here because there's tons of long grass. That's what causes that. I can feel that over here. We'll also discover a campus bordering the BRT system in this suburb. Looks like a little medical unit, doesn't it? We've got a couple of medical themed buildings here. Gyms, med labs, hospitals, aquatic centres. Which is very sweet. Really like how this looks. This is bordering on this pitch suburb we were at earlier. And then we come up to that couplet system here, right? Yeah, so the entrance to the interchanges here. And it splits off into couplet, which has all this amazing tram detailing, access to elevated walkways. Splitting people off into that hub we were just at a moment ago. Big commercial centres. I love this little like town plaza transit centre around these main roads. This is a really nice space. Just watch this for hours. It's just traffic's immaculate, isn't it? Such an incredibly well planned city. All this walkable concrete space, just so realistic. Absolutely adore it. At the couplet, we'll follow it up to where we just were, catching the train museum with tram maintenance depot behind it. The Brandenburg Gate is also here with the software centre. With some really nice expansion of the Brandenburg Gate as well, that has to be said. I really like what you've done with this. Super cute. The tram line as well is switching back to pedestrian mode as it stops to pick up more people. Sending them into more geyser parks on the back of those hospitals we saw. And the BRT line we also see arriving here again where it came from that metro station. Intersecting with the trams. At a little waterfront plaza here. We'll grab the waterfront in a second separately. Bringing us back to those Green Cities apartments on this side of the couplet system at least. So just so cool. Like what an amazing area of the city, and again, I can't help but show off the satellite views and just admire the planning. The different forms of transit and hierarchy and layers that are within this. Amazing. Very experienced player. Cool. With this done, let's grab this little tip of seafront and then we'll wrap into this sort of triangle shape without veering too close to downtown. So from the parks and the cool road networks, we'll come across a really cute nightlife waterfront. Lots of hotels here. Unique buildings. Elder care and child care again. More. The elder care are living the life, aren't they? They've all got pools. Doing well for themselves in retirement. I love the train line against the seafront here, integrated with ferries. A bus transit system here as well, of course. With another really varied mix of buildings. Wall to wall features prominently with financial offices, university city stuff. A little bit of European suburbia this side of the couplet before we come across a little mini campus made up from we keep seeing this building all the time now. Since I mentioned it, it started appearing everywhere. The Modern Technology Institute from Green Cities. It's partnered with the Impression Office and the Clock Tower. A really nice metro integration. Right by a stadium. I imagine that gets particularly busy on match days as the trams also pull off here to pick people up. With a really nice use of the small commercial assets there too. Crossing over the water, this side again on the seafront, we'll see many layers, more detailed service points. Every service point's been detailed. Just so good. Little seafront here, overgrown combinations of rocks and growth. Green cities and nightlife and Africa in miniature. Modern city centre. Financial districts, and it's all walkable behind everyone. It's just so good. It is so good. This is such a good build. Many hours that have gone into this. It's detailing here at the front of these shops, where you can imagine a miffed husband waiting for his wife who's taking too long in the shops, perhaps. That sort of vibe. It's important to factor these things in. To your city building, I think. Over here we will enjoy a wonderful amusement park which has a road going underneath it. BRT system also picks back up here again too. Where's the road going? To a ferry stop, which has just had some people arrive. Where do you go? Yeah, just going into the park, enjoying a day. I really love the amusement park pier here, if you like, that juts out into the lake. And superb amusement park. Loads of detailing, lots of tile use. Just really nice. Great entrance, very dense. Little rocks and haunted house on the hill here. That's so cool. Yeah, just a really tasteful amusement park. I love that there on the waterfront. Really nice. Across the road from it sits some of the high-tech buildings with more wall-to-wall detailing. Endless amounts of it with planters. Just gorgeous. And over here we'll enjoy more suburbia. Railside industry, which looks great as the rail begins to sink down here under all those networks, doesn't it? Look at those layers at play there. So well planned and thought out. Just go. Back over this side of the couplet, more towards the entrance, we'll explore this suburb. And we have more schools, European suburbia. A double vanilla park and some Brooklyn and Queens. Also some repetitive European suburbia vibes here too. With another little monorail yard. They're definitely a recurring theme here in the city, aren't they? I love the use of the fire tower as a bit of a centerpiece in your road design. That's quite fun. And then this transitions back to green cities and cycling with custom parks, lakes, lots and lots of rocks. You also see the emergence of that train line again there as well. Look at those layers at play. Just as the metro goes over as well. That's amazing. Look at that. An actual model railroad. Beautiful. Custom parks lie here with the statue of Jerry Sr. And then we come into what is admittedly a bit more of a downtown here. So we're back by that retaining wall suburb where we saw the Mall of Moderation. I can also see the Mirror over here as well. So we got some skyscraper uniques, a metro plaza. Mirror, of course, one of my favourite buildings. You've even done the road into the parking. I love that. Very nice. Lots of waiting and seating and bollards and parking and fountains and just real inner city realistic vibes on every single corner. Get the metro snaking through as well over all this green belt. More of those fun node controlled modern walking pathways we keep seeing everywhere. Just gorgeous. Some Hearts of Korea, I think. No, these are vanilla, aren't they? I think these ones. I'm sure they are. Housing with park space and wall to wall. Big fan of your wall to wall, aren't you? It's across every block pretty much. Here's a good zone in, to be fair. I don't want to veer too close to downtown here, so we'll save a bunch of this stuff until we get back over there. Let's head back down the waterfront now toward the couplet system. Making sure we grab this big pink colourful park in the middle especially. As we head down this road. Coming back to another zoo here. We've got two zoos in close transition. I guess it's part of the same zoo, isn't it really? Because the paths are crossing. To another zoo entrance, yeah, there you go. With the Spa Hotel. Really nice alignment here with this building. Which one is this? Is this a custom asset? Hickory Station. Oh no, it's an official asset. The bus train tram hub. I don't think I've ever used that, have I? It's a gorgeous building. It's going in Ilium as soon as possible now. I think I always go for the other one, don't I? The one with monorail and tram integration. Oh, that has tram as well. I think the one with monorail and metro I go for, don't I, usually? But this one always gets neglected, but I'm definitely going to find a way to use this next episode for sure. Yeah, metro is also underground here too, with lots more detail in all this walkable path space. The monkey house has got detail and sand around it. Node controlled pathways all the way through this zoo in varying different patterns and styles. Some fun fountain detail in here by a metro station on this couplet system where another tram stops again. We'll also see the aviation club tucked in here as well, as the BRT system also passes this direction, heading up into there. And then here we have another little medical complex, hotels, labs, hospitals. Just so good again. Look at the road pattern and the design of this suburb. It's just incredibly organic, isn't it? Little grocery store next to the aviation club here too. Hope they don't crash there, right? Or anywhere for that. to that point. They're wonderful. Just every corner around all these service assets is taken care of. And then more of that mix of powerful plot the growables again. As we also have a little port over here, which is a really nice tiny town port, isn't it? Some seafood grills and tables here, freshly caught fish, etc. And not overly done, not massive, just a cute little fishing harbour on the main road here. Really, really love to see that. So at this point, the BRT system peels off and away from the suburb, up and over this terrain through the tree line. As we approach more wonderful park space and a whole suburb of seaside resorts, partnered with green cities, which is an interesting choice. But again, anywhere you look, you're going to stumble upon these little details, and this is such nice little embellishments to the seaside resort stuff, isn't it? Little grills, even a custom weight bench prop there as well. That's very nice. Really fun. And this is all running down a big pedestrian district here. These seaside resort buildings are always a treat to work with, aren't they? Super unique pack seaside resorts. And it just looks so good when you put all this effort into it, doesn't it? Really expands the asset. With the plaza around the back of this one as well. Up toward our right, we have some cycling infrastructure with more suburban park space, service points, schools, death care, traffic park. Even these spaces are detailed, of course. What else would we expect from this magnificent city, everyone? Super. Even more seaside resorts up here with a bit of a combination of, well, two of them. One of them repeated. With some really nice bike IMT present on these intersections as well. Really cool stuff. You've managed to match the colour very closely, actually. Excellent job. Really nice. And then this whole stepped tiered retaining wall bends around the back, allowing people to walk straight up and down into the park gate there. So it's all flowing, amazing walkable space, which you love to see, don't you? There's also a train station over here by this commercial block as well. You can see the frames, can't you? That's because of all the trees. You love to see it. There's a trumpet interchange just here, which is really nicely designed, actually. I love this connection here. That's really fun. Nice little version of the trumpet there, isn't there? Across from this, we'll arrive at a big old, another metro yard by the looks of it, all elevated this time. As we come into emerging downtowns, which is such a treat to see this DLC. Wait, is this emerging downtowns? No, this is regular. Yeah, there is some. But there's some vanilla in here as well. This is emerging downtowns, but this stuff is vanilla, I think, isn't it? Is this vanilla? No, it's emerging downtown, isn't it? I think this one might be, as I can't remember. But this is all definitely emerging downtowns for sure. A bit of mixed use aesthetic down the main street for CS1. Emerging downtowns is just perfect, isn't it? Look at that. Such a good DLC. I think now, over the last few months especially, I've come to recognise emerging downtowns as possibly my favourite of the expansions. Nice little corner gas station here with more immaculate intersection marking tool. I'll leave it up to the intersection marking police as to whether or not it makes sense. I can't talk on that. But Green Cities also blends in tremendously well here, doesn't it, with the emerging downtown stuff. Nice combination of different styles there. Of course, this asset is absolutely made for that, isn't it? The old 4 of them in a block to create a much wider apartment building. Very powerful, that, isn't it? There's some really nice green belt which has been expanded around one of the ploppable parks, of course. So you've got people walking all the way around this, coming to enjoy the park. Before we peel off into a Brooklyn and Queens suburb, which sits right on the edge of the city here with the metro behind it. With another stop. I like your design of the red pathway around the metro stations. That's a bit of a recurring theme here, isn't it? And then more services, more parks, more immaculate alignment of car parking, assets, some emerging downtowns fusing going on here as well. Just amazing. These bushline roads continue down to some mountain village assets again. We've got tables, gazebos, parkways outside of them. And then another park with some rocks, gazebos. Really like this little curved pathway here at the top. You've got a nice way of integrating lots of different shaped parks and greenbelt into your road network. Really creative. A Africa in miniature unique also features in this little commercial plaza as the trolley buses arrive to pick up a lot of people. Some busy trolley bus systems here. It's good to see, isn't it? And then all this space detailed around the back as well. There's walking pathways through here as well, exactly where someone would, you know, take a shortcut walking through here. Get a bit of a perspective of the street, shall we? It's nice down here, isn't it? Towers in the background there. And then these big Brooklyn and Queen apartments all facing into the square. Superb. Really, really nice. And then so much IMT around here, you really went in with the intersection marking tool here, didn't you? Down this road. Lots of bike filler. Love to see it. And then the highway comes off here as well with a little slip road system too. I always love seeing this. Again, it's all intersection marked in multiple different spots here. You've got this little frontage slip system that's coming off, allowing people to go in a couple of different directions. That's really fun, that. Very cool. This then culminates into a tunnel with a big old mountain walking pathway, which is where we'll pick up that side of the city once we come into the downtown, which we'll do in a second. But before we do that, we've got a couple of builds out here to check out, haven't we? Let's go over to this one first, which is certainly an isolated prison island using the quay walls, the castle walls. Some university housing, which is an interesting choice. I wonder if that's supposed to represent something in particular. The African elementary school behind the police station's a really interesting combo. Maybe this is perhaps police workers area, maybe. Some services for them, bus stations and some basic housing. Is how I'm going to read into that. Before the actual prison site sits out here with some nightlife stuff, volleyball, general inmate sports and recreation. But a really nice official asset prison using the castle walls there. It sits very isolated away from the entire city out here, doesn't it? Even with several security towers also on the approach as well into another rockline tunnel, which then takes us up past the national highway roads on the map up to probably what is going to be the best viewpoint in the city, isn't it? Lots of rock retaining wall here. Cable car back down to that suburb over there. We'll check that out. Parks. Lots of bush lining around the Statue of Liberty. With a nice centralised hotel here, which holds probably quite a nice view to the countryside. And the endless blue void for which the Sims must live in constant fear of. You can never see the horizon. It just dissipates into blue mist, doesn't it? Great use of the countryside props all the way through here. Very nice little spots, some garbage recycling up here as well. Death care. Is this isolated? Yeah, you can't reach here by road, can you? So that's why the services are there, so this place can survive. And there's great vanilla prop work all around it as well. So the only way up here is by cable car. I really like that aesthetic. And then we have this, which greets us with the whole city, doesn't it? Is that going to be our thumbnail today? Very possibly. Because that's an incredible view, isn't it? We can't not see this at night time while we're here. Oh, look at that. Look at that, everyone. Doesn't that just sum up today's magnificent build? What a fantastic viewpoint across such a unique city. Like the caldera. You can tell the shape of it, can't you, just by how the city is laid. National highways slowly climbing out as we suffer a power cut in the middle of the night, which is fine. But wonderful stuff. Really, really nice. I love this viewpoint. Great use of a really difficult asset to use in the form of the Statue of Liberty, of course. Super, which brings us then now finally into our major central downtown space that lies all around here. So I did spot when we were over here by the amusement park pier that there's a campus down this way. So I think that's probably where I want to go. Back from these towers where we had a lot of that cool tram infrastructure in the roundabouts earlier, will emerge into green cities and service city. Again, another examples of the power of plot the growables with vanilla water wall. Green cities, Brooklyn and Queens, all working together in harmony here, right? Great, I love seeing these things. Yeah, glass roof plazas. I've got something quite extravagant planned in Ilium for these. Really love them. Trams coming down. Again, so many different types of buildings all together, respecting of the corner here as well. Love that. Pathways behind some of our Japanese modern buildings. But big shopping and residential districts. See, it's this stuff, you know. Your use of curved concrete surface is something that I've really took inspiration from today. I don't know why, it just looks so cool, doesn't it? When I usually keep mine straight if I'm doing that kind of walkable concrete space, as you probably know. A nice little combo of bank, parking and taxi rank there. That's a nice little section, isn't it? And before this brings us into my favourite things of any build. Oh, there's a stadium over there as well, isn't there? We'll get you in a second. There's so much to see here. Sorry for this being such a long video, everyone. I hope you can just stick this on a second monitor and enjoy it, because this is going to be well over an hour, this showcase. Double train stop with bus out the front. As we arrive at our main building in the campus with bench circled trees. Ferry stop also immediately in the campus as well. Which is okay, not super busy on the ferries. You have a lot of transit here though, so I'm not surprised the ferries see very little of it. And this is a really nice campus, isn't it? We got stadiums, unique buildings, the academic library, of course, goes so well with the campus DLC stuff. And there's gazebos, fountains, the respecting of the back of the library buildings. Fountains or statues out front at least. Coming down even to an extended groundskeeping detail. That's so nice, isn't it? Look at that. Just, it's all these little bits of care and attention that go into a city over the hundreds or thousands of hours you pour into a build, that when you look back, or someone else comes and looks back, you appreciate the time and the love that the builders put in for such a project, because if it wasn't for this series, this city would have never have been seen, which is a crime, isn't it? Get more detail in here with all the prop work in amongst the tiles to respect it. Just like seriously good. Probably running out of descriptive words for this city at this point. We got a match day at the stadium, which I'm sure has tremendous views to the city centre, of course, if we were to position ourselves amongst these two-dimensional people. And I don't mean that as in their personality, I mean they're literally 2D, as you can see. Isn't that a great view, right? Downtown Craterberg in the middle here. Fantastic. I do not understand baseball scoring. Are they winning? It's 4 balls, 3 strikes and 3 outs. Numbers 1 to 10. RHE. I have no idea what any of that means. I don't know if they're winning or not. May it not just be 1-0. I don't know what this scoring system is. But that's really nice, really cute campus. Adjacent from this as well, just kind of repositioning ourselves so you guys can tell where we are. Because this is a big circular city here. This is the transport hub we were at earlier. Across from this we'll see more geyser parks. Also more industrial evolution detail in here. Which has again got all the prop work in the world behind it. That just adds so much. I love the metro line cutting through all of this industrial estate here. As we can probably enjoy a train here in a few seconds together. Oh, look at the cargo train as well down there. Wasn't that perfect timing? Amazing. Look at those layers. Fantastic. Amazing. Glad we stumbled upon that line. There's another stadium. Across from the very busy tram lines we were at earlier lies the Arrowhead Park, which has had its fountain respected here with walkability around it. People coming up and down those stairs, of course. And then over here we'll come into a big vanilla commercial district. There's some Korea stuff in there as well, I think I can see. Oh no, this is all Korea. It is all Korea, isn't it? Yeah. Parts of Korea DLC, if you're wondering. All these assets in particular. Apart from that one, that's a vanilla one. But anything with Korean signage on it is from that pack. Even green cities snuck in there as well. As this river bursts forth out of the canal we saw earlier back into its natural banks, where we'll see another campus over here toward the airport side of things again. It's just got the driving range in it, tons of emerging downtowns, more Brooklyn and Queens districts. Big fan of your Brooklyn and Queens, clearly, so it's a good DLC to be fair. And then our two campus uniques, School of Medicine and is that the education one, I think, maybe? Not sure. With emerging downtowns. Again, I love, look at all this space. This is exactly what I'm talking about today. This curved walkable concrete, it just looks so realistic. Love the planters in there as well. Though we're maybe missing a few trees there. The map has hit its tree count, so perhaps there was issues loading in some trees. I imagine they were probably fought at some point. One of them is. But I love that. And of course, you've gone for the classic green city's ascendancy pattern, haven't you? Such a distinctive visual, that of any building, isn't it? But the green cities, they're almost made for that, aren't they? Very nice dynamic frames. The central building, of course. Fantastic. Love a sightline. This then takes us back into a whole different district, which is very exciting. I think we'll move this way now. Around the edges, where we'll see the Design Hotel. The Japanese metro stations are always here. Clover Pie just sent me a friend request. Going to be playing some Ark Raiders together, because I am absolutely obsessed with Ark Raiders at the minute. I cannot stop playing that game. Come and join us in the Discord if you'd like to play. I love this roundabout. A geezer in the middle with loads of bush lines, different custom plants here. All up to that central hall. Very cool. In a big national road roundabout, which feeds the national highway we saw earlier. Coming back down here. Then it also goes off into an industrial area up to that airport road we also saw earlier. I love this rail yard with the trains coming in. It's also active as well. We can see cargo trains passing through this rail infrastructure. There's also big cargo container yard here as well, using the airport train station and loads of vanilla industry and props to create a really convincing rail yard. That looks really nice there, doesn't it? Big fan of that. Service points over here with road maintenance, taxi depots, where or post sorting and industrial evolution. Also see what looks to be a bit more of a botanical institution here, using the Africa Botanical Garden, which is a very bold, very brutalist asset, isn't it? Well, this sits with storage, services, factories, greenhouses, office, and just more endless prop work. Love the use of the planters and the hotel here as well. The little, it's a little, the diner, sorry, that one isn't it? Not the motel asset. Fountain roundabouts. Over here we'll come into more significant processing with pulp mills. Japanese waste disposal. And lots of fun indeed. I've also seen some really nice emerging downtown patterns here as well. It's nice to see the emerging downtown pack making it into these plopped builds, because you can do so many things with it. Look at that, isn't that nice? All these little streets in the foreground of the downtown here. Fantastic. Another one of those schools with more great road hierarchy, for which we'll take a second to appreciate it again in this bit of the city, from where we've just been exploring. Let's look at all those networks. All the planning to get this to look like this is pretty intense. The trains, the metro, splicing over everything. Granted, Anarchy helps with that, but you've still got to plan significantly to get it to work and function like this. Just a seriously impressive build. Absolutely amazing. Back over by the Design Hotel on the edge of the campus here, we'll see more mid-century modern blocks. The Gold Tower from Africa in miniature alongside the High Interest, or the Luxury Hotel. That also has its own little bus interchange out here, with a couple of bus lines and a train station arriving. Of course, the back of the train station is also hooked in, so people are walking there as well. More service point inner city detailing to enjoy. You can't be far off your prop limit as well, you know. I think I have watch it on in this playset. Let me have a look. We do. Let's have a look at the limits, shall we? I'm quite interested. Net nodes, you're at 91%. Trees, I'm playing with the tree capacity mod, so you're actually well under your tree count if you play with tree control on. That's why it says this capacity has been modded. Props, you're only at 39% of your prop count, which is quite interesting. I thought you might have actually hit more than that. But I guess 64,000 props is a lot. So probably makes sense, to be fair. Green Cities emanates from this with more of those emerging downtown blocks. Loads of walking infrastructure here with this pathway. And a nice busy little metro station there. Vanilla housing also makes an appearance in a little plot block combined with more emerging downtowns to create these wonderful little centres of population. I'm surprised you're not at a higher population, actually. Because there's a lot of high density in here. I'm surprised this isn't over 200,000 people. It's a big map. Like, this is a huge city. There is quite a lot of low density as well. Brooklyn and Queens sits with green cities and wall-to-wall in so many different combinations around these roads. We've got big centralized arterial coming into the city centre from our campus we were at just then. Into another volcanic roundabout. Which then really leads us into our downtown space heading into here, doesn't it? It will approach all these rails over this side. We've got wall-to-wall suburbs on the left here. With fenced off railwork. Or wonderful curved walkable concrete texture. And then we'll come into this bit here, right? Which also runs parallel with bike networks into the city centre. As our trains arrive. I'm sure the train police will be happy with this configuration here. And then we have a very busy platform indeed. You see in the Glassbox train station, which is always my favourite. You'll always get extra points for using this asset in a city showcase. Isn't that just fabulous? Watch them go here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that, everyone. And then they're all going to come down to enjoy the lifestyle of Craterburg. In the city centre as we emerge out into these very impressive towers. And of course, the Metro Plaza is here. This should hopefully be quite a high number. It looks pretty busy. 1,265. I imagine it probably gets busier than that, because there's quite a lot of metro in the city. But this sits very nicely in our major central downtown plaza, which of course is made up mostly of the skyscraper uniques. There's a couple of zoned buildings and Japanese assets in there as well. But it's a nice skyline. Faithfully shaped, chiseled. And it's a wide skyline as well. Because the towers come all the way out here. Just look at that rail cutting through it all. Doesn't that just look awesome, that particular view right there? Just look at all the buildings here. Seriously impressive. Like, this is probably better than anything I built, to be honest. This is a seriously good build. Be interested to know to the builder how many hours you have in CS. And considering this was all built on a MacBook as well, like, it makes it more impressive. Big arterial roads coming down here toward our combination of different unique buildings. Communication centre from Africa is in there. Plenty of car parks. We'll head around this side of the river where we'll come across walkable greenbelt with this keyed road, which is such a subtle detail, that isn't it? But good God, it makes an amazing bit of difference to the visual. The road just expands out that pavement aesthetic, doesn't it? This is all very walkable down here as we approach that old Brooklyn and Queens district with tons of waterfront park space, detailed metro entrances. Just amazing. More detail in here in the park as we approach the Copper Bowl Stadium, which sits out here with BRT access via the pathways here, which is really nice. Busy as well. Look at those crisscrossing transit layers as it sweeps under. Amazing. Absolutely brilliant. There's big metro trains heading back in there. Let's head back to where we were. At this side of the wall-to-wall where we'll also see the Peanut Bowl Arena, which has been very nicely integrated to the pedestrian road around it. Can't wait to use this asset in Thessia, the Peanut Bowl. That nice little statue out the front there as well, with even more detailing on the street corners. You've also partnered it with the old kind of stone metro. Nice aesthetic combinations there. We've got a track and field with many a pitch. Campus unit buildings also part of the downtown skyline as our actual campus assets. We've got the dorms in here. Pretty much an actual campus. Immaculate tile work here at the front of the plaza. Down to more detailing. Schools present in the downtown as well. Palmed lined metro which heads right through the middle back into the central station. What an approach, right? Fantastic. Imagine downtowns leads us back up to that highway boundary we were at earlier. There's plenty more pitches and green city zoning right in and amongst the city centre. Just fantastic. I'm running out of words, everyone, to describe just how much I've enjoyed this city showcase today. It's going to be a long time, I think, before this one is beaten. This is like just such an insane degree of detail and patience. Many hundreds of hours probably spent in this build, I imagine. It's a serious undertaking. And this is just amazing. Little frontage roads holding the commercial against shore. Main road. Again, a natural ascendancy up in your height layers, right? Getting up to that top tower. I will see the mall here with the business park with loads of detailing. Look at all those props. Taxi stands converging with the metro here. Ferry, sorry, not metro. I have metro on the brain after today's city. With big centralized mall vibes. We'll see unique buildings down here. Financial districts. Again, another example of plot globals. We've got financial districts, vanilla, green cities, Brooklyn and Queens, wall-to-wall. Just such a varied district. Shopping mall is here as well. Art Deco. And just look at the variation you can create with all those official assets. Simply outstanding. More walkable greenbelt here with very modern waterfront buildings, the Modern Art Museum. More of these amazing green cities apartments and developments. Are just surrounded by greenbelt, more detail in here. I'm sure there's probably something in the city I've missed today. The submitter did leave a few points of things for us to check, which we definitely will do. One of which was this, the train line going through the Yangbasoft building. I'm doing exactly this in Ilium, but with monorail. Exactly why I'm leaning so hard into monorail, so I can do this. It's just made for it, isn't it? And this is very dramatic. I almost think if I can perhaps offer a touch of feedback, I'd just like to see what it looks like. Using the high-speed train line here instead. I think it'd probably be a bit more modern. And go with the Yangbasoft building. I just want to see it. Again, I'm not criticising, I just want to see here. Yeah, I think maybe perhaps the high-speed rail was a bit more toned up with the Yangbasoft, but I'm in no way criticising there. Just I thought that popped into my head, but I love the idea. The building is tailor-made for it, isn't it? Super sweet. This district peels back off to where we were earlier, but there's still plenty more things to see out here, including Christmas and food markets. This is a great combination of all the market assets for a vibe like this. Green cities, Korea, and Christmas. Which isn't probably a string of words you thought you would ever hear, would it? Just like, only makes sense in city skylines. As we do approach the Korean towers, which are surrounded by lots of green cities. And a really nice roundabout here using the disaster memorial. And a little curved entrance tunnel. Where do you emerge, I wonder? A little tunnel. Probably there. Really like that. Again, just fantastic road planning. There's another campus out here, and we're by the Seaside Resorts village this side for things we have to check out. So the tech campus is over here. And the same story again, just city-wide. It's full of details. Just simply incredible. Nice fusing of the dormitory blocks here. It's even the angles of the car parks and stuff, you know, like not everything's square or gridded. There's little curves and nuances in every little corner you look in. Prop work in the zoo by the aquarium, as we also come across a big waterfront sewage works, and then back by that small marina again earlier. So we've seen everything down that way now. More tower plazas around the aquarium, and indeed bus and ferry transit on the waterfront here too. Overgrown sandy shorelines, the boat museum, lots of high density residential. IMT down here as well. All the way down here. Which is very nice. I love this whole waterfront, right? All the bends and the curves and the flow of it. It just looks absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Where this BRT comes over, I'm a huge fan of. More wall-to-wall in Africa. Unique buildings with plenty of green cities, high density res. And that brings us back into this central corridor belt as well, doesn't it? Another point the submitter wanted us to focus on as well was this metro line we were at earlier, that it actually embanks upon the medium road. It heads down toward the airport here. Isn't that just a wonderful bit of design infrastructure? CS2 in CS1 basically, with the mounted networks. Curves right by the stadium here, doesn't it? Let's follow this all the way to the airport. I'm sure we'll see some more sight lines. Great stop here, super busy one as well. People coming into the mall and the shopping. And it remounts on top of this big 6-lane road again. Just cuts right through the heart of the city. Past all the stadia. And then loops back into that crossing here. Look at that as well. How many ridership is on the metro? It must be like the busiest form of transit, surely. 6,000, isn't it? Much walkability to be had in the city. Of course, that goes off there and then heads straight toward the airport. And then it heads all the way back. Incredible. I think that pretty much wraps it up, doesn't it? I think we've seen most spaces today. I'm sure there is a couple of streets that I've missed that have not done. What is, quite frankly, one of the most incredible city showcases we've seen. This really shows off, I think, the power of what some light modding can do. You can achieve a lot of this with Move It, Anarchy and Plot the Growables to really change up your gameplay style and make CS such an improved city painter. This city really is, quite honestly, one of the best I've ever seen in any format, either on YouTube, in City Showcase, or in our Discord server. Just an absolutely magnificent build in every corner. You should be extremely proud of this. It'll be a long time, I think, before we see a city that's this good, this detailed, and had this much time put into it again on this series. Huge round of applause from me, Remanar. This is really one of my favourite things I've ever seen. Thank you so much for sending it in. Thoroughly enjoyed looking around it. Sorry this was such a massive video. I hope you have managed to enjoy it nonetheless. Don't forget, if you want your work to feature next time and you think you can best this, then by all means feel free to fill out the link in the video description to the Google form, and an enormous shout out to the patrons and YouTube members that support these videos, with a roll call to our golden patron eggs: Casino, Spartan Angel, Michael W, Bad Wolf, Louis Adlam, Phoenix MD, Blythe, Jamin and Great C. If you want to get involved in that, links down below as always to Patreon and Instant Gaming. Best way to support the channel if you want to. But I will shut up and leave it there. Thank you all once again so much indeed for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.